In the heart of a lush green forest there lived a group of bears. Each bear had their own favorite resources: honey, berries, and cozy dens. They loved their possessions so much that they didn't like sharing with others. The forest was beautiful, with tall trees, vibrant flowers, and a sparkling stream that ran through it. The bears lived in harmony, but each one was very possessive of their treasures. Brownie the Honey Bear was the first of the group. Brownie loved honey more than anything else in the world. Every day, he would spend hours collecting honey from beehives and storing it in his special tree. He built ladders and platforms to reach the highest hives and had jars stacked up, filled to the brim with golden honey. "Ah, this honey is all mine," Brownie would say, licking his paws. "I can't wait to have it all to myself." He would sit in his tree, surrounded by his jars of honey, feeling content but a little lonely. Next, there was Blueberry the Berry Bear. Blueberry was always found near the berry bushes, picking the ripest and juiciest berries for himself. He knew every patch of berries in the forest and would spend hours each day gathering them. His paws were often stained with berry juice, and he had baskets filled with berries in his den. "These berries are the best," Blueberry would exclaim, holding a bunch of berries. "No one else can have them." Blueberry loved his berries, but often found himself eating them alone. Then there was Cozy the Bear. Cozy had the warmest and most comfortable den in the entire forest. He had spent a lot of time making his den the coziest place, with soft moss beds, warm blankets, and a little fireplace. He didn't want to share his den with anyone and enjoyed his solitary comfort. "My den is perfect, just for me," Cozy would say, snuggling in his den. "No need to share it with anyone." Cozy enjoyed the warmth of his den, but often felt the silence around him. One sunny afternoon, Grizzly, the oldest and wisest bear in the forest, called a meeting. Grizzly was a large bear with a gentle smile and a heart full of wisdom. He had seen many seasons in the forest and knew the value of community. "Friends, I have noticed that we all have wonderful things, but we don't share them with each other," Grizzly said. "What if we tried sharing our resources? It might bring us closer together and make our lives even better." The bears listened but were hesitant. They had never shared their treasures before and were unsure how it would feel. Grizzly continued, "Let's try sharing for just 1 week. We'll meet each day and share something special with each other. If we don't like it, we can go back to our old ways." After some thought, the bears agreed to try sharing for a week. They decided to meet at a clearing in the forest every day to exchange their resources. On the first day, Brownie shared his honey. He brought a large jar of his finest honey to the meeting. "All right, I'll share a little," Brownie said reluctantly, opening the jar. To his surprise, everyone loved the honey. Blueberry and Cozy thanked him and enjoyed the sweet treat. "This honey is delicious, Brownie. Thank you for sharing," Blueberry said, savoring the honey. "It's so sweet. I never knew honey could taste this good," Cozy added, smiling. Brownie felt a warmth in his heart he hadn't felt before. "I'm glad you all like it," he said, smiling back. The next day, it was Blueberry's turn to share his berries. He brought a basket filled with the ripest, juiciest berries. "Here are some of my best berries. I hope you enjoy them," Blueberry said, passing the basket around. The bears tasted the berries and were delighted. "These berries are amazing, Blueberry." "Thank you," Brownie said, munching on the berries. "So juicy and sweet. I love them," Cozy added, enjoying the treat. Blueberry felt happy to see his friends enjoying the berries. "I'm happy you all like them," he said, grinning. On the third day, Cozy invited everyone to his den. "Welcome to my cozy den. I hope you find it as comfortable as I do," Cozy said, opening the door. The bears stepped inside and were amazed at how warm and snug the den was. "This den is wonderful, Cozy. It's so warm and snug," Brownie said, settling in. "I could stay here forever. Thank you for sharing it with us," Blueberry added. looking around in wonder. Cozy felt a sense of pride and happiness. "I'm glad you all like it," he said, beaming. As the week went on, the bears continued to share their resources. They found that sharing brought them closer together. They laughed, played, and enjoyed each other's company more than ever before. On the fourth day, they played games together, using the resources they had shared. They used honey as a reward for winning games, berries as snacks, and Cozy's den as their meeting place. On the fifth day, they decided to cook a meal together. Brownie made honey cakes, Blueberry prepared a berry salad, and Cozy made a warm soup. They shared a wonderful meal and realized that food tasted better when shared with friends. On the sixth day, they decided to explore a new part of the forest together. They discovered a hidden waterfall and a beautiful meadow. They played and explored, feeling the joy of companionship. On the seventh day, they sat around a campfire near Cozy's den and shared stories. Grizzly told tales of the old days, and the younger bears shared their dreams and hopes. At the end of the week, the bears realized that sharing had brought them closer together. They felt happier and more connected than ever before. "See, my friends, sharing has made us happier and brought us closer together," Grizzly said, smiling at his friends. "You're right, Grizzly. I never realized how much joy sharing could bring," Brownie said, feeling grateful. "I've made new friends because of sharing," Blueberry added, looking at his friends with affection. "And I've found that sharing my den makes it even cozier," Cozy said, feeling proud. The bears decided to continue sharing even after the week was over. They realized that the forest was a much better place when they shared their resources with each other. "From now on, let's always remember the joy of sharing. It makes our lives richer and our friendships stronger," Grizzly said. The bears cheered, feeling united and happy. "Hooray for sharing!" they shouted in unison. And so, the bears lived happily ever after, sharing their resources and enjoying the true joy of friendship and community. The forest was filled with laughter, love, and the sweet sound of harmony as the bears continued to share and care for each other.